advert placements, coverage for events, or the latest news stories, call 070-3043-7110 right now. Aneke TV, move with the world.
Thanks Enugu, Emilian thanks Nigeria for joining us on 5 Central. Today is Monday. Monday, money making Monday, where we make our cool cash. I go by the name Gift to Buddha, popularly called Shushu Lawyer, aka Red Pepper. Afani before your one and only. And you know, the studio, I'm not gonna be alone. I have my biggest boss here. I call him boss because I call him Commissioner of Enjoyment. On a reward, no. The man, you know they use food joke. And you know who I'm talking about. Hello, Commissioner. You looking good and dampened.
Hello, Gift. I always want to shake you.
I don't know why Commissioner always want to shake me.
It looks like I'm the one welcoming you.
That's so nice. Commissioner, you're looking all dampened.
Just let's leave the praises. Let's go. Let's give God the praise.
Just why can't you just align for once in your life? Just act
like
a commissioner.
For 1 second is because there's a spirit of whining in you.
I know the people of Enugu, they understand that this is the way I carry myself. This is the way I talk to people. Of
course, I know.
And I'm talking to you. I'm telling you, you're looking nice.
Thank you very much because I'm looking nice. Thank you so much, everyone over there, because I'm looking nice. That's why I'm thanking you guys. Yeah.
So apparently, I always want to say this and say this. Do you feel that some people always intentionally go look for trouble where trouble is just sitting on its own?
Yes, a lot of people do that. From the Charles, but
let's just bring it down to our own person, and I'm talking about very dark man and B-Lord.
What's happening there?
Okay, very much man has changed his mind about making sure that B-Lord is released. He has changed his mind totally because he wanted to reprimand him. Even after the 26 days in prison, he wants to extend it by, making sure that the bail made by B-Lord's lawyer is being rejected.
Okay.
He's being rejected. So he's actually making sure that B-Lord will not be there. But with the whole plea from so many people out there, I think he said he has actually he's trying to change his mind towards the whole scenario, and he said, I hope that B-Lord will learn his lesson. What do you think about this whole issue, and what do you think about what Very Dark Man is about to do by not restricting B-Lord's lawyer's plea for bail?
This is an unintelligent situation that this guy found himself. A billionaire of repute who may not know the law, but he has people that knows the law, and he is just basing all his wealth, all his legacy on clout chasing. That is not a reputable thing. That's not a reputable thing for someone in his class to do. And also, it raises many questions about the ways by which money is being made and other things, not undermining the moral fact. We could say the moral fact. Now, from this whole situation, there would have not been a need for this.
Yeah.
Because if you have trademarked your name for a business and someone else uses it, it's an offense. And just because of internet likes, recommendation, and just internet rigmarole, you are risking your life. Now you are an ex-convict, or you have touched the prison. You are a touchdown guy with all your status. That does not sit well with me.
Yeah.
I will tell you the truth. B-Lord did not act as someone who has educated people around.
Yeah.
Because Or maybe they were telling him he did not want to hear.
I think he was actually listening to the crowd who was praising his action. And when when the beginning of a downfall of a man is when he actually used to the public instead of using to his self-consciousness. Actually,
he's not a smart person. That's why the crowd is not the people you should take your opinions from.
There was a time where the crowd was actually cheering him as the first man to defeat Very Dark Man. So he felt so ignorant of the fact that it overwhelmed his reasoning.
First man to defeat Very Dark Man. What is Very Dark Man's crime? Basically, that's the question I will always ask. What is this young man's crime? Of course, maybe several accusations have been tamed to him, have been directed to him. But this guy is still living his life out there for people too.
Yeah.
I mean, everybody has their bad and good side. He's seen out there living his life, speaking on issues that other people may not talk about. Okay, what made him popular? He stood his ground. I don't know why there's a lot of backlog. Let's leave the below story at the side and talk. There should not be a situation that will warrant this. That's what I have to say.
And it actually made people to last week. Very Dark Man was seen on a private jet while being compared to Billard in the prison.
Well,
eating life and telling people that he stayed 32,000 feet away from all his haters.
Well, that is also
why his enemy is spending his whole time in the
prison.
Yeah,
it is a very clear situation that should not warrant to such. Why are you using these guys' pictures for your own advert? And that people have already started alleging that they are being scammed on the app. That's what people were saying from the allegations. That's why he now had to rise up. You always know that Billard is not somebody that will rise in a situation or a matter he doesn't know aware of. I hope you trace the pattern. Billard doesn't enter into a fight he doesn't know about.
Very Dark Man.
Yes. Oh, sorry.
Very
Dark Man. He doesn't get into a fight he doesn't know about. He will only fight. Have you ever seen him defeated? No.
No.
He will always
ask for details.
Yes. He's even with his with his controversy surrounding Mr. President's son and King Michi and the rest of them. You see him being very, very plain and audacious. Why was he not arrested?
Because he comes with fact and evidence.
So why was he? The thing is that when people are fighting people, make sure you have brain. The people you are fighting, they are not just ordinary people. And let's not talk about the spiritual side, but they come out with what can tell you that you can't stop this guy. And guess what? You are fighting with who does not. People has self-acclaimed that he has nothing to lose. You are a billionaire. You have mansions. You have businesses, you have things, and you're fighting with somebody who's just living his life for the public.
Yeah.
If Very Dark Man dies today or anything happens to him, he will not really regret anything because he has lived his life. And you that still wants to gain life and still make progress,
and has kids and wife and family,
you throw them under the bus just for clout. No.
I think it actually leads us to a wise man, because I think Very Dark Man threw a shade at Obi Cubana last time, but he did not react. Rather, in a ceremonial, I think the upper week, you see him shaking Obi Cubana and settling their things. There are matured ways to do it.
But can I tell you something? That I throw a shade at you doesn't mean that I'm your enemy.
Yeah.
I mean, people are very emotional. That's why we are having people who are not growing in their different lifestyle or whatever they're doing. That's why people that are making progress, it's just one out of the blues, people that are making progress. Because people don't like criticism. If someone shades you or criticizes you, I mean, there's nothing it will take you to, understand the context. For instance, last week Moses Bliss was trolled because he said designers should jump into a competition. Nobody knows his intention until he came out and cleared it that he just wanted to, have someone come out to, it was just for fun, and he rewarded the person. I think it was up to 500,000 naira that he gave for one design. That person may not have even gotten that kind of amount of money since he started designing in a bulk. And you don't know how these things happen. And that's not only thing. He will have the person will have deals. The guy will have deals. People say, oh, design flyer for because people always want flyer. People always want design. So what I'm saying in essence is, you don't that you are criticized doesn't mean that's hope is lost.
Because I've seen very dark man criticize me. Something like when he criticized Burna Boy, when he criticized Wizkid, Davido,
and
Davido, he's his own guy. Davido, he actually criticized them. And you see Burna Boy coming out to do so many community work, learn from his criticism, not follow it in a harsh way.
Yes, because that is how to be. Of course, other places, oh, this person might, and that's what I'm telling you. Life is way. You are getting it here, you are not getting it here. You try to get it here will spoil. But you're working on both of them. You carry everything along. You are a human. You are not superwoman.
So some people don't actually. Okay, sadly, ex-Marvin artist Crayon publicly disrespects Davido, says his voice is terrible. Since he left Marvin, he has been attacking everybody from Don Jazzy to Rema and now Davido. You see, that's bad voice. It made him top 3 and he has just been criticizing Davido.
I will jump into this matter. Don't ask me whether I will come in because I will want to destroy that boy. But, but let me be fair and honest. You don't talk against what you desire. Life is built for what you say is what you have. What you desire is what you have. That's why many people talk about fear, their fears, and they are still afraid. So talking about it is attracting it. Now, for him to go against OBO, he's just
chasing clouds.
Yes, he's not wise. And this will never make it in the news, in the top news, because he's just a washed fellow. No, I'm telling you he's a washed fellow. I won't lie to you. Like, let me tell you something. Someone has been on the limelight over 10 years, 10 to 15 years. Yes, Davido has been on the limelight since 2011, 2008.
Yeah.
Do you know what that guy is? Like, when you're talking about the big 3, you should respect by longevity. Don Jazzy, that side is an uncle.
Yeah.
He's not a big 3. He doesn't have anything to do there. He's an uncle. He's a big guy. So he doesn't have any. Well, from the days of Mohit to in fact, the people that are working with Don Jazzy closely, I mean, the people that he had Mohit together are not poor. Are billionaires, but nobody hears their name. Even D'banj is a billionaire.
Yes.
You will not hear his name anywhere. You will not know because these guys they are doing their things on the low.
Oh, yeah.
What I'm telling you is that for Crayon to talk about this, and if he really said this, he's washed. His face is
He's looking for relevancy.
No, he can't even get relevant. We are wiser now. You can't talk against a colleague or someone who we are looking up to. Like, you don't criticize constructively. There's something that's what I'm telling you. There's about constructive criticism, and there's also that you utterly want to destroy, defame.
Yeah.
Davido doesn't have good voice, but his song made it to the Grammy nomination. He doesn't have good voice, but he has been nominated for Grammys twice.
I will shift a little from Nigeria entertainment to go to international religion at this point, and where you will see a clash between Donald Trump, the president of the US, and the Pope, the current Pope.
Okay.
Trump publicly calls Pope a weak and terrible person. This is a bit too far for people to say. The Pope publicly condemns Donald Trump's threats on Iran, calling them truly unacceptable, and he asked for an immediate end to it. Trump has come out to publicly call him weak and terrible. When it comes to foreign policy, the Pope is solely concerned about humanity and not politics.
Well, let me tell you something very fast. He's a Pope. He's a spiritual leader. This is a president, a community or nation leader. They don't have the same view.
Yeah.
They will never.
So
that's all I'm keeping it. They don't have the same view. So when they come against each other, they are coming from their views.
Religion and politics.
A religious leader, or we could say a spiritual leader. Let's say spiritual leader and a
political leader.
No, they are not the same. This one is coming from this end. This one is coming from. There can't be. You can't have it. That's why, when let me use the word, when a church starts to get into play politics, put these people in this good place and put these people in this bad place, You know, when they start those things, it's not of God. Do you get? So let's just leave it at, for me, oh, this one is a spiritual.
But I want to say something. I want to say something. At this point, I will always say that this issue is more internal than what we see out there, because I can say for a fact, for Pope to come out to sideline with the other part of faction of politics in terms of him being a Christian leader, because he is a Christian leader,
okay,
and then he is
so
also
what
supporting a Muslim leader.
Okay, let me ask you, let me tell you something. There's nothing there. Let me tell you, there's nothing there for me. I can say it is just sight and you know, the way you see things. There's nothing there. If he says he's just talking about humanity, Oga, he's not talking about anything spiritual. He's talking about humanity. Why are you destroying lives in Iran? That's all. Then this person is saying you don't understand politics. You don't. This is political, not spiritual.
And why is the Pope not also cautioning Iran because of the
Pope?
The outrageous.
That's the thing. The only person the Pope can talk to is Trump. The Pope can't talk to the other side. What do you want him to tell them? Let's just.
And it is all for today on our Vibe Center, where we give you hot gossip, grooves, and gist. Thank you, Commissioner, for doing this with us on our Hot Vibe Central, where we give you the. Thank you for enlightening the audience and giving them the hot gist they desire. And to my people of Enugu, you can always follow us on Aneke TV officials on our socials on Instagram, Facebook, TikTok, on X, and YouTube. We love you. We do this tomorrow, same time, same station. I still remain your one and only number one host, Gift Obodo. I love you. Stay tuned. Bye.
Need advert placements, coverage for events, or the latest news stories? Call 070-3043-7110 right now. And Aneke TV, move with the world.
From the tiniest cells to the farthest galaxies, life holds secrets we are only beginning to uncover. Why are we here? What connects us all? What unseen forces shape our destiny? Join Professor Jude Udenta as he explores the wonders, the questions, and the revelations that define existence. Mysteries of life, where every answer sparks a new discovery. Watch now on Aneke TV every Monday.
Need advert placements, coverage for events, or the latest news stories? Call 070-3043-7110 right now. Aneke TV, move with the world.
Yeah, you're welcome to another edition of our program, Arena, on Aneke TV, Enugu, Southeast Nigeria. And today, I believe we're going to have a bumper edition because I have a very distinguished erudite scholar who is going to lend voice on our topic for today. The topic is brain drain in Nigeria. That is the migration of our expert, technocrats, scientists outside Nigeria. And of course, we are having problems with taking care of the things we have here, because some of the best brains, trained brains, seem to look for greener pastures outside Nigeria. They go to places where they could be assured of being taken care of, while they contribute their quota in ensuring that that climb gets development in the health sector, in the education sector, and in fact in all the sectors of our national life. So also we have had people from Nigeria moving out to other nations to help, build up such nations. While in our own nation we're having problem with actually taking care of ourselves, we are beclouded with a whole lot of challenges, ranges from security, economic challenges, health challenges, and what have you. You can go on and on naming these challenges, and that is the problem we have in Nigeria. I have, like I told you, the erudite scholar Dele Maxwell Ugwai, PhD, who is here to lend voice to this topic, and he is a public affairs analyst and social commentator. Dr. Dele, you are welcome to the studio.
Good afternoon, Alex. Long time.
It's been long, really. So, our topic is brain drain. And from your perspective, what do we mean by brain drain in Nigeria?
Well, to start with, when we talk of brain drain, it's in layers. And during your intro, you made mention of expert, professionals, the best brain. It is not, I think it's beyond that, because in as much as we will not have a gauge by which we are able to assess what you mean by best and what you mean by worst brain, or otherwise, the truth remains that there are so many factors, and brain drain is in layers. Number one, people moving from my village, Isugu, Enugu, to Enugu town. It's a form of brain drain to Isugu. Because whatever you do there, no matter if you're an artisan, you're a bricklayer, you're a tiler, you are a furniture maker, you are a seamstress or a fashion designer, you realize that you may not be fulfilled. You necessarily need to move to Enugu, for example. That's what we call internal migration. Then people in Enugu, you realize that maybe you are not fulfilled in Enugu. There are so many things you want to do, but Enugu will be too small. It's like big fish in a small ocean. You necessarily want to move to Lagos, Abuja, Port Harcourt. Then you get there again, you realize that maybe you are you are not fulfilled. The next thing, you surf the internet, you say, if I move to Australia, if I move to Canada, if I move to US or Switzerland or South Africa, I will be better off. That's if you're an artisan. Then you want to move. You know, that drain is like what we call it, a water inside a keg. If something is if it's leaking somewhere, within a short period of time, the tank will be the tank will be empty. Why? Because something is draining it, maybe as a result of leakage. Now, you see, the services of that bricklayer, of that furniture, has been drained from Isugu down to Enugu, down to Lagos, then off. Then you talk to professional, the one we call because when you talk of professional, it doesn't mean people who have attended formal education alone. A bricklayer, a tiler, a painter is a professional in his own right, because you cannot do it with your PhD. So maybe you are a banker, you are a medical doctor, you are this, you are this, you are this, you are this. You need to move because the grass is usually green or greener on the other side. Once you are in a traffic, the other lane rather is faster. But when you cross, you get to it, you realize that it becomes slower, previous to what you have might have anticipated. So what we have today is as a result of foreign exchange. If we have had, assuming we have a stable naira, like what we have in the 60s, in the 70s, and middle of 80s, before structural adjustment program happened to our currency, then it should have, going abroad wouldn't have been a desirable thing for anybody. Because when you leave, when you move from Enugu Ezike, for example, Isugu Enugu Ezike, you want to come to Enugu to live a better life. You are not necessarily coming to Enugu to start living independent layout. You are not coming to Enugu to begin to live in GRA. You are likely coming to Enugu to still start life from the ferry, like Abapa, Obiagu here, Ugbo Ezeji, Ugbo Konko. Because that's where your economy can carry you. Then you begin to struggle again. It's not necessary that you move to Lagos as a starter. Then you first go to Ikoyi, Lagos, or you first go to Banana Island because you want good life. You say this place is not providing with good life. Then you want to go and get a good life. You are not likely going to start from the center. You can't relocate to Lagos. You can't relocate to Abuja now and begin life in Maitama, in Asokoro, in Wuse. How this begin? You are likely going to go to Pape, Kubwa, Zuba, because Maraba, Nyanya. Even some will even go to Suleja and be moving to Abuja and commuting to Abuja on daily basis. Why still claiming to live in Abuja? But gradually, maybe photo will begin to smile on, then they move to the center. The same thing applies. If you are a bank manager in Nigeria, you want to move to UK or US because you think, I'm just giving analysis, I'm not justifying or otherwise about the movement. If you're a bank manager here, but I have so many of them, I do see them whenever I travel out. You want to move, you're a bank manager here, you want to move to UK in search of better life. You are not going to get to UK and start as a bank manager. Nobody will make you a bank manager. You probably need to start from the periphery of UK society, from the margin of UK society. I've seen bank managers who are still working at stadium, who are security, who are with people with PhD. I know two friends who left here as a associate professor, but they ended up becoming a hotel receptionist with PhD. This is what they cannot do here. So the argument I'm trying to make that it's not give or take. It's neither here nor there. That when you move, it's automatic for you that you become better off. And that's why there's a slogan. I saw what you wrote here, Japa. People are not doing Japada. Because if economy, meaning homecoming, they want to come back. Japada, pada means back. They want to Japada, which means they want to return. If Nigeria economy security issue, so many people have left as a result of insecurity, which is just they want to give reason. Some will leave because of their children. They want their children to be this. They want their children to have other country passport, Canadian passport, USA, American passport, British passport. Their children. Everybody has the reasons for their migration. But to tell me that you have migrated because you need a better life, security life, but you are still going to be you still go to be at the periphery, at the margin of the American society, of British society, of Australian or Canadian society, until you move gradually. Because most of those things that you do here, nobody calls you a guy there. You wash your clothes. You as rest now, you have maid, you have a cleaner, you have a housewife, you hardly wash your clothes. You hardly sweep, you hardly lay your bed, you hardly do any laundry, you hardly go to kitchen. But to pack you and your family back to UK society, to London, to Newcastle, to Inverness, to Liverpool, to Belfast, to Dublin, to Edinburgh.
And you begin to do those things.
You begin to do all these things.
For yourself.
For yourself. Because you can never have the money to hire a maid. You can't. As a matter of fact, if you have children, you and your wife cannot leave your house at the same time. Your wife will go on Wednesday, you stay back on Wednesday to take care of the home. On Wednesday you go, your wife stays back. You do your laundry, you do your washing, you do everything. You take your children to school and return back. You dare not allow your children to go unaided. They will take those children from you, but nobody dares it here. So when you look at the whole thing, yes, the money is good. When you get £1,000, it's automatically 1.8 million here. When you get £2,000, it's close to 4 million here. They remove that. Then let's look at, okay, we are March now. You are in March. You can begin to enjoy UK now as from next month.
Yeah, summer.
But you dare not enjoy UK in Canada in October, November, December, January. You pay. You have to work because there are many bills to pay. Because when you look at it, there are so many, our communal life here. You and I can live here and go out to church. Today is weekend. Today is Friday. Thank God it's Friday. You and I can go to the joint and go and get and retire to our various houses around 12 midnight. But what they do, because when 100 people leave, I'm not against Japa. I'm not against, but I'm just trying to push it. I'm just trying to create the scenario because I've been travel away. I know all this. Because somebody in UK will be saving 10 pounds every day. 2 years, 3 years.
Is it possible?
It's possible. That is, oh my God, you may save 5 pounds every day. If he makes around 40 pounds, then, you know, food is not the issue there. Food is not the issue. They've conquered food, eating. But the bill you pay,
other bills
will be so high that you hardly make, ends meet. Except, and when you see you hustling like a man, you have to take 2-3 jobs. One job cannot
pay your bills.
Can't pay your bill. Not to talk of saving and returning home and sending some home.
So is it because of lack of knowledge about the situation in some of these places that our people are very, very eager and interested to go, that they do it, after which they will now begin to think about coming back? Is it because they do not have the knowledge, or is it because of the interest in the money they're going to make, or is it because the government of this country is not working or not taking effective care of such persons? Because you have talked about your colleagues, PhD holders, professors, not actually having the best of anything immediately they travel. It will be after a while,
very while,
they will just grow and grow to get a meaningful position. in the society? Is it because our people do not know these things, or because they actually want to go and try out and possibly make money?
I think it's largely disenchantment with where you are. One of the major things that cause this, that causes this migration is population growth, uncontrolled population growth. Because when you travel out, the major ethnic, the largest ethnic population in UK, in US, in Canada, in Australia, 1, Chinese, 2, Indian, 3, Pakistani, 4, Bangladesh. Before we even talk of Nigeria. And when you look at the whole, all these 4, 5, all these 4 countries, what is the the common factor of a high population
Of their countries.
of their country?
And not meeting up economically.
No, yes. Then we talk of China today. Go to China, you see poor people, even from the airport. Go to India. Go to Pakistan. Go to Bangladesh. If you go to Germany, for example, the taxi drivers you do there, they are largely Iraqis and Pakistani. You know, we don't have example of homelessness here. When you travel to Europe, you see the meaning of homelessness. People will carry their bed, all their beddings, all their clothes, will be moving around. No home. Unlike what we have here. Do you know that someone can come into
No home, that is to say, where do they sleep?
On the
Where do
street.
they pass the
on
night?
the street. You see them sleeping on the line. Until maybe along the line they pack them to asylum center where you are taken care of in the meantime. If someone from my village enters Enugu today, he will locate me and sleep in my house. Same thing, ditto for you. But it doesn't work that way. Nobody just accommodate you. But if you are traveling abroad now, nobody will ask you at the embassy who is your brother that you're going to stay with. They will look for you. Where is your hotel reservation?
That's all.
That's all. Nobody is interested in who you are going to stay with. Or do you have a brother in UK? Or do you have a brother in Canada? Or do you have a sister there? Who are you go to? They're only interested in your bank account.
That can sustain you.
That can sustain you for the period by which you have requested the visa. And you must provide a hotel reservation, not your auntie residence or your brother's address. So it's not, you made mention of best brain. Today, people who cannot even write and read, they are traveling out, especially to the Asian countries.
Yeah, but at the same time, I want to talk about the brains in the professional fields. For instance, the education, like we have lecturers, doctors. Let me stop at least within lecturers, doctors, and of course some scientists. Is it good enough for Nigerians when we lose such persons? Because Nigeria tends to be looking for very qualified members of the academia like yourself to stay around and be able to nurture and bring up more educated persons. But unfortunately, when some of these people leave Nigeria, there'll be shortage of those who handle the education sector in Nigeria, those who handle the health sector in Nigeria, for instance. Most of our doctors want to leave the country for other places where they think they'll make more money. Most of our nurses want to leave Nigeria to other places where they think they'll make more money. At least, is that not affecting these sectors?
Rex, let's be sincere. Do you know one major reason why our doctors, our nurses find it comfortable to live there? to go. Because of the paucity of those professionals. For you to become a medical doctor in UK, if you know the amount of loan you have to take, student loan, to become a doctor, a medical doctor within the British system, even American system, in Canadian system, after the loan, you spend the rest 30 to 40 years repaying those loans. It's very, very expensive. But do you know, here in Nigeria, that's why I believe Nigerians should be patriotic. They should thank this country. You see, I'm not one of those that want to talk down on this country. Nigeria has done great things for Nigerians. Most of these people talking down on Nigeria are these people that have not gone out. Do you know, with less than 5 million naira, you can be a qualified medical doctor in Nigeria? I teach in a suit. What the school fee for medical students is 160,000 naira, 200,000. Not even up to, it's around $200 a session. Whereas in UK, you don't spend less than 30,000 pounds for a session. You Google it, it's there. But in Nigeria here, $200 plus feeding a hand, you become a medical doctor over a period of 5 years, 6 years. So it's not for you to pay back, to stay back and contribute. You want to go and start making money. But when you go to UK, you realize that fellow doctor, ask anybody, ask, go to law. The world is a global village. Let a doctor in Nigeria ask a doctor who has a Briton who is a doctor, how much did you spend
before you graduated?
Before you become a medical doctor as a Briton in Britain University. Then compare it to your own. That when you get there, all you need to do is just 1 or 2 gradable, qualifying exam for you to be integrated into the system. And those people will be talking back at Nigeria. And Nigeria is this, Nigeria is this. But Nigeria train you free of charge. My first degree was at Ife. All the money I paid was not up to 4,000 naira. From part 1 to... I didn't pay up to 100,000 naira. I had a MA from University of Ibadan. I didn't pay up to 1 million naira. I had a PhD from University of Ibadan. And today, I can stand where somebody who graduated from Oxford is standing. I have so many of them. Today, I can go anywhere to any university in the world and say a lot and deliver a conference paper. Same thing with other people who have come from other universities who paid several thousands of pounds, of dollar. Do you want me right to say Nigeria is not good? I will not.
So, in effect, you are trying to say that the standard of learning in Nigeria is high.
It's very, let me give you a distance. Have you seen anybody who travel a master degree, you finish a bachelor degree here, you have traveled to the US or UK for your masters. Have you heard that somebody failed and you couldn't graduate from US university or UK? How many people have you had that they couldn't meet up and they return back? Under the condition of learning in Nigeria here, you graduate from Nigeria University, there's no university anywhere in the world that you cannot graduate from. If you know what you are doing. That's the reality. So I'm not giving to I'm not giving
so in effect as a university lecturer, so are you all you are saying is it without recourse to this problem of cheating and
cheating? Define what you mean by cheating.
Cheating, that is cheating. I'm talking about exam malpractices. Is it without recourse to that? Because it is believed that some people still graduate. Some people are intelligent enough to graduate formally with enough learning. And there are people who also graduate not formally still, but without doing the right things.
Tell me any society where there's is absolute 100% good thing. Is that, do you have a society? They will be talking of heaven.
No,
because
what I'm trying to
paint a scenario that everything about this country is bad, but everything about the other country is El Dorado. There's no utopian state anywhere in the world. There's no El Dorado state, any country anywhere in the world. Every country has its own peculiar challenges. And that's the truth of the matter.
And what are the peculiar challenges of Nigeria, which results...
Peculiar challenges of Nigeria is that Nigerians have refused to allow Nigeria grow. No, we talk of corruption, leadership. Where are the followership? What are they doing?
It's only when you give leadership that you get followership.
What are the followership doing? No, Nigeria, we are structured in a way that na that man cause am, na that man cause am, na that woman cause am. But the remaining four, coming back to you, the little one you are asked to handle in your street, tomorrow is sanitation, environmental. How many people will come out to clean the environment?
Okay, how many people will come out to clean their environment? So,
after what does that have you fulfill your obligation as a citizen?
Before you continue, let's pause for a break. We shall continue to interrogate this topic. Viewer, please don't go away. This is where we pause for a break. When we come back, we'll continue with our topic. And our topic remains brain drain and the effects on the Nigerian society.
Join us on Arena, Aneke TV's premium current affairs program, where politics, development and governance come live every Monday, Wednesday and Friday. We host top professionals and thought leaders who speak their minds on issues shaping Nigeria and the world. It's inclusive, enriching and absolutely captivating.
The roadmap is let's have our environment secured so that investors can come.
If you don't know what economic security is, kidnapping will tell you what it is. You kidnapping ransom.
Customers are going to get these meters, and like we said, it's at no cost.
There are things that dialogue can handle. But when you leave it, you want to use a kinetic approach alone. You cannot.
For discussions that promise insight and deliver truth, stay tuned, stay informed, and keep watching Arena, only on Aneke TV.
Viewer, you're welcome back, and we're still on our program Arena on Aneke TV, Southeast Nigeria, and we still have our very distinguished guest on this program, Dele Maxwell Ugwai, PhD, public affairs and social commentator. Our topic, brain drain, the effects in Nigeria in the area of education, health, and all the other sectors. We are trying to look at it, and Dr. Ugwai has lent voice enough and is yet ready to make some analysis that pertains to what brain drain has done to the Nigerian society. So I want you to still stay there, and let's have him talk on that. Dr. Ugwai, may I come over to you? You were talking about these two sides of the coin as it affects brain drain, and we are talking about that there's no utopian society. There's no place that is best. But my question is, in a situation where there are myriads of problems facing our country, Nigeria, ranging from insecurity to a nosediving economy to poverty rate high, to a whole lot of, you come to inflation, name them, lack of health care, enough health care for the populace, lack of infrastructure, for instance, where you have just 2,000 some fraction megawatts of electricity for 280 or 250 million people. So the estimated, yes, but these are some of the myriad of problems that are confronting Nigeria. So, and I am asking, is it not enough for people to want to maybe go out to other places, no matter how bad, they might even want to survive there? Because you already told me that some people who are PhD holders go there and become, receptionists in hotels, which they cannot do here. They go there to begin to wash clothes for themselves and take care of, beautiful, and yet these are things they can't condescend.
They have people to do for them.
Yes, they cannot do it. So even at situations like that, people are even willing to go and do odd jobs and survive in the outside world than stay in Nigeria to begin to answer, I'm a professor, I am this, I'm that, with nothing to show for it.
Well, it's good to begin to reel out all the maladies of Nigeria. But I'm not interested in the maladies of Nigeria. I'm more interested in the blessings of Nigeria. That's me, personally. It's very difficult for a professor to leave Nigeria and secure a tenure appointment in US, Canada, UK. It's very difficult. You must be at the top, at topmost or highest level of of what you think you are. What you have is part-time here, secondary school here. You understand? Then commission you to get a research to give you a topic to even no matter who you are. There are some countries that they can only give a foreigner a job if there are no indigenes in that field. I'm not saying Japa is not good. It depends. But a medical doctor who is living in Enugu, for example, to UK, ask yourself first, is the attitude to work still going to be the same? This person, a patient calls you, you say, I don't have time, come tomorrow.
In Nigeria?
In Nigeria. I won't mention because of, I don't know the NBC code. I will mention so many. I fought in a tertiary hospital here. I fought the medical doctor. A clinic that's supposed to start at 9. The doctor came at 11:30. I was number 8. Then around 20-something people are behind me, making up to 30 people. The man will see 2 people and move out of the office. Then you won't see him on the next 1 hour. He will come back, attend to 2 people and disappear. And immediately it's 3 o'clock or 4 o'clock, work closes. Then you come again next week. It was every Friday. A tertiary hospital here. Then it was when he wanted to leave the 3rd time that I blocked the door, that you are not going. The activist in me came out. I said, you are not going. Attend to us. We are not at your mercy. The person will now say Nigeria is not working, that I want to leave for UK. Tell me, rest, will he do the same thing in UK?
No. Certainly no.
You get it? So when you talk of this thing, look at there are a lot of underlining factors. A professor that wants to leave for UK because he's tired of Nigeria. Ask the professor, to what extent, how many are his mentees? How many research does he conduct in a year? Ask the person research focus. Where are his students? What has he produced? How many people has cited the person? What are the breakthroughs? You have professors who have been professors for 10 years, 20, they don't even have international passports. And they are complaining that Nigeria is not working. How will Nigeria work when you are not working for yourself? Then that takes me to the problem you remember. This brain drain was coined when we didn't have insecurity. It was during Babangida time. Hope you know.
Yes.
The insecurity was not our issue. Today they are using it. All this was not our issue. I will ask you again. How come people did not buy enough? Most people did not buy car when Peugeot taxes Peugeot was 4,000 naira. How many cars were on our roads?
And later rose to 6,000.
How many cars were on our roads that time? When my father died, I was going through his document. The zinc used in roofing his house was about 20 naira per bundle. But as at that time, you will count numbers of zinc house in my entire village. But today, to roof a house with a metro tile, all these things, you will have up to 10 million, 7, 8 million, 10 million to roof a house. But today it's everywhere in my village. Due to Enugu, due to every other villages. You ask yourself how? How many people, how many cars did you see on Nigeria in the 80s, in the 90s? Where it was, my father bought a panel van in 1983 during Babangida's June 12th issue. 80,000 naira. 80,000 naira. Abi? Panel van, Toyota panel van. But how many Toyota panel van do we see on the road that time? But today, somebody will transfer 50 million to buy just the car everywhere. Did you ever imagine that we still see vehicles on the road if fuel was to be sold at 500 naira around 2022?
Yet at 1,000 for you.
It's a hold up everywhere. I didn't get that because of hold up. No, these are the facts. These are the things you begin to ponder. You begin to ask yourself, how come?
So why is it so?
Maybe you'll be shut down that program. No, what I'm saying that it's neither here nor there. You get it?
Yeah.
When 12 was 140 naira, did you ever imagine that fuel 500? Nobody will drive a car. Everybody will park. I mean, if you ever imagine it, you will conclude that there will be no car on the road. Alright?
Yeah,
did you ever imagine? When my first flat in Enugu here was 120,000. 120,000. Newly built house. Do you ever imagine that same house will be going for 2.something million?
No.
And we conclude that nobody will have built the house. Go to Dimpa Shed, go to Timber Shed, go to Ogbete. It's not that they begin to have traffic. Go to Dimpa, go to New Artisan, go to New Brikayanta. You have nothing is expensive. Now broke, you broke.
How?
Nothing is expensive. It depends on where you are. So what I'm saying is that this country called Nigeria is a great country, but we Nigerians have decided not to promote the country. When you go out, especially around African countries, they treat Nigeria the way we treat Americans. Just go to East Africa, say you are Nigerian, they will worship you. Go to Kenya, go to Uganda, go to Tanzania, go to Ethiopia, go to Zimbabwe, Malawi. These are all the places I've gone. They will treat you like a king. Hey, you are Nigerian. I want to come to Nigeria.
They believe Nigeria is very rich.
Very rich. Are we not rich? The money a local government steals in Nigeria and nobody talks about it. Still, that can let that money disappear in Liberia, in Senegal. They won't pay salary for 10 months. A local government chairman here, we steal the money, and everybody will say, Sayama, is it the first person? Is it because it's not your brother? I don't know, we just laugh about it. Let that kind of money live national treasury of Senegal, of Liberia, of Sierra Leone, they will pace the economy will crumble for in 10 months. Make your research. The commissioner are no longer useful in Nigeria. Governors, or most governors have tightened the whole thing. But how the Senate president, those people who have approving powers. You get it? A vice chancellor who have approving, do can approve money. The money they steal. Do you know that I was in Humboldt? I was in Humboldt.
These are allegations that cannot be substantiated.
I didn't mention anybody. That ask us. I said vice chancellors. I'm telling you that money. Do you know that Berlin, Humboldt University, Berlin, the budget for that university, for the department I visited, is more than the entire Ministry of Education in the entire Southeast, if not Nigeria. Google it. For one department, Department of American Study, English and American Study, their budget alone.
The department.
These are people that can pull people. The department that can pull over 60 people around the world for a conference for 1 week, for workshop. And they bankroll it. They bankroll it. They pay you. They give you good hotel, everything. But that's the same money. A vice chancellor will just state from the money disappears. And nobody makes it. And it's a normal thing now. Nobody. You want to talk, they say, is it because it's not your brother? When you see your brother turn, do whatever you like. And everyone will laugh over it. That's why I said Nigerians have refused to allow Nigeria to grow, to develop, to measure up. Nothing is wrong with us, with this country. Nigeria is not an abstract thing. It's rest. It's ndlea. It's everybody here. Everybody. We are Nigerians. So what does it have we tried to accept that this is wrong, we won't do it, this is how we will do it, irrespective of how I feel, my person. Because before now they say because Nigeria is not working because graduates have not ruled Nigeria. Abi? Universities, the system the sector where I belong, is being run, managed and administered by professors. Are we better off? Why?
Why is this so?
Another program.
Okay. Dr. Ndlea Maxwell Ugwai, you are really pointing, of course, you are coming in with other things that could attract analysis.
The argument is this.
On this program.
A sensible person, somebody who want to benefit, we say, to hell with this system, let me go they call it, that's what they call it, Senna climb. So I think you have your, because if it's about money, I won't be in this country. What the salary? Do you know here where my salary is not up to $200 a month? Or little about $200 a month. 30 days, $200. Or little about, let's say, $250. Whereas somebody that you are at the same level, even in neighboring African countries, are in $1,000, $2,000. If it's about money, I would say, but no.
But no. You want to stay here and salvage it together?
I may not salvage it, but I will salvage myself.
And how do you go about it? What is the magic?
I will leave something for my children. Say, look, this is what your father lived for. Let me tell you guys, money is not paper. Money is not paper, that's money. Integrity is what? Money. Uprightness is money. Decency is money. Honesty is money. Sincerity is money. Hard work is money. But Nigerians, Nigeria is people with money people. Paper money people. They say it's words.
So which means Nigeria have just jettisoned these things you enumerated
and then it's paper money. Once you can throw money like this, everybody say you ask money. But that's stupidity. People the only thing they have is paper money. People are so poor. So majority of Nigeria, they are so poor that the only thing they have is paper money. That's why this part of our
are you saying that those with that paper money are poor?
They are poor now. If you are not poor, what the essence of you come It's not. No, there are level of poverty. You have poverty is in layers. When you are below physical comfort, that you are ill, you are poor. When you are below some mental ability, cognitive ability, you are mentally poor. Abi? When you are below some spiritual, you are spiritually poor. Then maybe you can't eat, you can't buy anything. Then you are economically poor. Just financially poor. Just one of the many poverties, if you permit it to use that word. So people go abroad because of money. Okay, why decide that you have a duplex in Nigeria, where we cast everything, then you sell off your duplex, you sell off everything in order to relocate to Japan. Then after 5, 6, 7, 8 years, you are sending money back home to build another duplex, to buy land, and you sold that land 7, 8 years ago in order to travel out. Then after some years, you are sending money again to buy those things, because you want to return to those things later. But what's the nature of you?
But is it even the best if one, lives in a duplex where he still cannot maintain or make ends meet? What is the purpose?
No, it's about greed. It's about greed. People want to live. They're trying to live a life they cannot sustain. A contented person, maybe because I'm a contented person, a more contented person. What do you need in life?
Basic necessities.
Drink water, eat food. At your age, it's not even advisable to eat. At my age, I don't eat much. I don't even take I'm beginning to lose a taste of all these things, all these good things, all these things they call to be. You see, woman that I want to pursue now. Is it to drink beer? Is it to eat? You can't even eat 3 times a day now.
No.
Because it's not good for you again. So what is there? To buy clothes? Do you want to put on clothes in order to impress somebody? So that the boy will look good? Because your own definition of looking good 30 years ago, 20 years ago, 10 years ago
may not be the same today.
So the problem we have is that people want to live like other person. What do you need? Human want is insatiable, but human needs are available. They are around us.
So what do we do to change the situation in Nigeria? What do we do to change the understanding of Nigerians, and of course start rebuilding Nigeria? That is because you say Nigerians do not want to.
They refuse to allow
Nigeria to grow. So what do we do for us to begin to allow Nigeria to grow into something that will be better, so that people will not be thinking about going out there
as a last to
get a good life?
Do you know,
so that we'll decide to remain here?
Traveling out now is a prayer point. People go to churches to give testimony that they've got visa.
So what do we do?
What we do is this. Let there be biblical allusion. You know how the name Christianity came to be in Antioch, Abi? These people behave like Christians. They behave like those people that follow Jesus Christ. You can't change Nigeria when you have not changed yourself. When you change yourself, you begin to live well, do the right thing. Other people around your neighborhood, Rex is a good man. He live well. He died for Rex. Don't you see Rex?
They will begin to.
Don't you see his children? Somebody will be spanking their own children. Hey, can't you see the children of Rex? Can't you see the wife? Then when they correct, they say, can't you see the children of Ezu? Then before you know it. But in a situation whereby you have a house, you have your security, you have a borehole, you have your everything. You are a government on your own. Everybody is a government. Electricity has collapsed. You can't even be a scholar. No, I didn't talk of the negative aspect of this country. Why people should even migrate? Because personally, I told you, I don't want to dwell on the negative aspect. If I begin to dwell on the negative aspect, You will ask everyone to go out to Japa.
Okay. Okay. I think Dr. Maxwell, well, he is a professor. Although I tend to limit myself to the fact that he has PhD. He is a professor. Dele Maxwell is a great member of the academia, and he has lent his voice to the issue of brain drain, the effects on Nigeria on all the sectors, and provide solutions that Nigerians are primarily the problem of themselves. And as such, he is saying that we should begin to change, and the change should begin with you and me. And that is where we're going to draw the curtain on today's edition of our topic, brain drain, on Arena, Aneke TV, Southeast Nigeria. Dr. Maxwell Ugwai, you're welcome, and thank you for being with us.
Thank you, Res. Good to see you again.
Thank you, and God bless you.
Yeah.
Viewer, please watch our program next time when it comes.
Nigeria, a land of striking contrast, where nature unfolds in two dominant ecological identities: the lush southern forest and the vast northern savanna belts. Stretching from the humid Atlantic coast to the dry fringes of the Sahara, Nigeria's vegetation is shaped by climate, rainfall and human activity. Broadly, it is divided into the southern forest zones and the northern savanna belts. In the south, abundant rainfall gives rise to tropical rainforest, thick, multi-layered ecosystems, rich in biodiversity, towering trees from a continuous canopy, sheltering countless plants and animal species. These forests are not only ecological treasures, but also economic lifelines, supporting agriculture and livelihoods. Closer to the coast, fresh water and mangrove swamps dominate. Here, water and land intertwine, creating unique habitats adapted to flooding and salinity. The mangrove forests of the Niger Delta are among the largest in Africa, vital for coastal protection and marine life. Moving northward, forests gradually give way to the Guinea savanna, a mix of tall grasses and scattered trees. This region supports farming and livestock, forming Nigeria's agricultural heartland. Further north lies the Sudan savanna, where rainfall decreases and vegetation becomes sparser. Life here adapts to longer dry seasons and harsher conditions. At the northern edge, the Sahel savanna marks the transition to the desert. Vegetation is sparse, and survival depends on resilience of both people and nature. However, Nigeria's vegetation faces growing threats. Deforestation in the south and desertification in the north are reshaping the landscape. Population growth, agriculture, and climate change continue to exert pressure on these fragile ecosystems. Yet, hope remains. Across the country, conservation efforts are taking root, from reforestation projects to sustainable land management practices, from the dense forests of the south to the open savannas of the north. Nigeria's vegetation tells a story of diversity, resilience, and responsibility. A story that calls on all of us to protect the natural heritage we share.
In a world that never stands still, where stories break in seconds and moments shape history, one station keeps you connected to your nation, to the continent, to the world.
From breaking news to powerful stories, from business and politics to culture, lifestyle and entertainment, we inform, we inspire, we keep you ahead.
This is more than television. This is your window to everywhere that matters.
Aneke TV. Move with the world.
In a world that never stands still, where stories break in seconds and moments shape history, one station keeps you connected to your nation, to the continent, to the world.
From breaking news to powerful stories, from business and politics to culture, lifestyle and entertainment, we inform, we inspire, we keep you ahead.
This is more than television. This is your window to everywhere that matters.
Aneke TV. Move with the world.
We gladness our heart to have you once again join Youth Focus on Aneke TV. It is a program that is designed to place an eye watch on the activities and lifestyle of the young people. And of course, he makes frantic efforts to increasing the virtues and not the vices. Thank you so much. We achieve all of this by making opinions. We give commendations, motivations, criticisms, and as a matter of fact, we'll make all of the things we have to make in all of the ways, considering that we are dealing with the young people, to make sure that we nip a lot of things in the bud. Thank you so much for being there. We can always find us on our socials, our Facebook, our TikTok, our Instagram, and YouTube at Aneke TV, and you won't regret you did, because you're going to see how magnificent we are with programs. Permit me to introduce to you a set of Lego personalities I have on the studio today for this show. I have a barrister Nena Anozie by my left. She is the founder Nena Anozie Foundation, and as well as the founder Fresh Mama Skills Academy. You're welcome, ma.
Thank you so much.
All right, by my right, I have a Gift Obodo. She is a lawyer. She is also a sociologist, and then she is a businesswoman. Gift, you're welcome on the show.
Thank you.
Then the last but not the least, I have Stephen Chima. He is another lawyer. He is a writer and a personal development coach. You're welcome, Steve.
Thank you.
All right, Barrister Nena, let me start with you. In your own terms, who could be referred to as a mentor? Because our topic for today is the essence of mentorship.
Right. Thank you so much once again. Honestly speaking, when you talk about mentorship and who a mentor is, I tell people you don't just become someone's mentor because you sit someone down and talk to the person and advise. No. For you to be qualified as a mentor, you must have the interest of that person at hand. You must have had or gathered a lot of experiences, whether in your profession, in your business, in family, in career. So with that experience and exposure, you can now pick up someone, or someone can look up to you, because sometimes when we say this person is my mentee, it's either the mentee came to you or you saw that this person is really an aspiring young man or young woman. And, you know, the person has interest in what you're doing. So you begin to expose the person to that developmental growth, start, you know, exposing the person to some life experiences, opportunities that will help the person also become better, and even sometimes better than you, the mentor.
All right, thank you so much. Our Gift, I don't know how comfortable you are with her definition of a mentor.
Well, I have a different approach to this.
Okay.
And my approach is basically, I see mentorship as not, you know, she said something that it's about a stage in which others look. But I see mentorship as the reflection of you trying to, you know, give it out. It's just like you, what you have. According to Jack Welch, you know, we always say that for you to be a leader, you have to be successful. And that is the highest motivation in which a human being can possess. Because if you don't have anything to give, and if it's not a reflection of yourself, there's nothing you can give another person. Because that is the biggest encouragement to the next person close to you.
Okay, thank you so much. Steve, we already have two views of what a mentor is. Let's hear from you.
Just as a way of addition, I'm going to say that I buy into their definitions of a mentor, but I'm just going to quickly add that mentorship is a very important area of shaping anyone's life, anyone's career, anyone's business, whatever someone wants to do. You build your foundation upon the platform of mentorship. Someone has to introduce you to how to do something, how to succeed in a venture. So the name we call the person that makes that introduction is a mentor. You know, when you want to go through a fresh path, more often than not, you have absolutely no idea of what you are venturing into. You've not done it before, and you need someone who is going to, you know, lead you by the hand and show you the foundational things you need to know about what you are going into. So the person that performs that role of helping people find themselves, helping people succeed in a particular endeavor, that's what we call a mentor.
All right, this is so elaborate. Okay, thank you, Barrister Nena. Let me come back to you. I want you to help us with the class of people that need this mentorship, or is it across board?
Okay, so if we start taking it from what my Steve, right?
Yes, Steve.
Said, yes. I think mentorship cuts across, you know, everyone. I don't think there's a stage you get in life and you say, oh, I don't need a mentor anymore. Even though you've had all the experiences, and there's still someone you may be looking up to and say, okay, I think I need to study why this person has become this, or why this person. That's why you see people still reading books. Because sometimes even when we talk about mentorship, we limit it to the people we can see. Some people don't even go to people they can see. They read their books, they read their profile, they read, you know, some people even get this mentorship from afar. So it all depends. But sometimes we think we prefer those who we can see. If I take from his own definition, who can hold you by your hand and then take you to that level that you're aspiring to be. So now, a lot of young people, if you ask me, need this mentorship because we have a lot of older ones who have been there before them, whether in law, whether in your profession. Let me not use law because we are all lawyers here. So whether in your profession, in your business, someone has been there before you. All right. So because that person has been there before, so you look up to that person. You may have an idea of what you want to do. If you are going into legal practice, for instance, as a lawyer, you already know how you go to court and all. But there are some people who have excelled either at the bench or at the bar, and you want to. Maybe your interest is in the bench, so you begin to go close to those ones who are at the bench to educate you, to help you, support you. So I believe every young person out there needs a mentor. And this mentorship can even start. I was discussing with a friend yesterday, someone I gave her to stay with, a house help that was staying with her. The girl just graduated with a 2-1. And I was so proud of my friend for taking good care of this girl from secondary school to the university level. And the lady said, I loved the way this girl was so ambitious. So I said, don't you think you must have inspired her? Because you too, you are not sitting down at home, you're not a housewife. And I'm sure she doesn't want to just remain as a house help. She wants to become somebody, she's looking up to you. So sometimes even indirectly, you see yourself mentoring people just by being close to them. Even our children, sometimes, like my son, when he said he was going to read law, I was like, why law? Why not go for that? Because in fact, I wanted him to even go towards science. And so You say, no, mommy, I want to read law. So sometimes you don't know that you're a mentor to so many people. So as far as we have people who look up to you, who you inspire, and as someone who has achieved it, you are mentoring them. So I wouldn't say mentorship is only for certain kind of people, category of people, but in our society, we can say that the younger ones are more in need of mentorship. Whether even in marriage, for you to know how to live a successful marital life, you need to look up to those who have stayed. Somebody is celebrating 50 years together with the husband or with the wife. I mean, you can go close to them. How did you achieve that? And the person begin to mentor you into a successful, home and all of that. So,
from this, we can see mentorship has been diversified.
It's not a one-sided thing like this is the area, but you can choose where you want to be mentored. Though.
All right, that's taking. Give back to you. What qualifies one to become a mentor? Like, is it by choice or by career?
For me, it's not by choice, because if it's a choice, everybody have, who she or she is looking up to. Like I earlier said, for you to be able to mentor someone, you must have that intent. There must be something that you have that is very unique that others want to possess. Because if there's nothing you have that is a reflection of what someone desires, that means you are not a mentor. There's nothing, enticing about you. You are just there. So there has to be something you are doing exceptionally, uniquely, that the next person close to you admires. If there's nothing to admire in you, you're not a mentor. You are just there.
But I understand that people can also admire people in a negative way.
Yes, now.
People can excel exceptionally in a negative way.
This person is my fan, and that person.
As a matter of fact, Steve, would that also become mentorship when someone maybe copies someone in what may be negative in the societal view?
Maybe we should call it negative mentorship. I'm not going to specifically refer to that kind of influence as mentorship. People get influenced, by different other people. As a matter of fact, we live in a society where anybody that has done anything successfully, and it doesn't matter what the person has done, that person has a lesson to teach someone else. Someone that admires them. Someone is rich, for example, maybe made their money through some kind of occultic means, for example. And we live in a society that idolizes wealth, a society that idolizes popularity. And everyone around is going to say, oh, this guy drives a nice car, he lives in a good house. And that admiration is a magnetic force. It's going to draw people close to the person. And of course, they want anybody that comes close to you and says, I want to be like you. The only lesson you can teach the person is the one you have gone through yourself. So you are going to tell them, oh, there's this group I belong to, come, get enrolled. In 5 years, you are going to be this or that or that. So when you lure people into negative things like theft, like social vices, I don't consider it mentorship. In fact, it's a way of undervaluing the essence of those people, because they could have discovered themselves in several other ways, and now you are luring them into something that is negative just because they want to have some kind of influence or wealth themselves. So I would not say that is mentorship.
Okay. That is so, we can't have mentorship on the negative side. Yes, because I was thinking that mentorship is all about copying the way one does things.
Yeah, that is mentorship, but we want to look at the positive aspect of mentorship.
But can one mentor himself? Yes.
Can one
mentor himself?
Yeah, like I said, you can mentor yourself when you begin to study. You study some books. You are intentionally developing yourself by attending seminars, workshops, and all. You are mentoring yourself. You are growing into, because what is mentorship without growth? You are looking at growing and being better than you are. Maybe in a particular field or a particular discipline that somebody else has gone through. For instance, in politics, you hear about godfathers or godmothers. So if I venture into politics, which I did, I need to go to people who have been there before me to say, please, how do I start? I have interest in joining politics. How do I start? So I need a mentor. And anybody who is willing to hold me, guide me, support me, and see to my, in fact, that person kind of becomes my accountability partner or something. That person is my mentor. He or she calls from time to time to check on you. How are you doing with this? And then when you have challenges too, you can also go back to the person and say, look at what I've encountered, and this is okay, it's part of it. So the person is just willing to talk you through the
you know why I asked this question? Because I've seen all of the definitions of mentorship as hold me, teach me, take me, guide me, do this to me, and all of that. Like, can someone who has not been mentored by another person outrightly succeed in life?
Yes. Why not? I think I'll give a really short detail of my life, because I'm someone, when I was growing up, not looking forwardly to like see somebody to look out for at that point, because people surrounding me, we are just at a one particular limit. And I was telling myself, Gift, what would you do to skyrocket this process? And I looked at myself, I just said, okay, Gift, this is what you want, and that's the life you want to live. I began to, make choices towards that life. And I saw myself going higher. And now people will now be like, Gift, how did you achieve that? How are you able to go to this level? How are you able to do this? How are you able to do this? I think my experience now became a source of motivation and, a kind of motivation and mentorship to them. But for me, when I was just like, okay, this is just the plan. Let me figure it out. Let me just move to it. I know. Trust the process, pray about it. I believe that. I didn't see a full-fledged figure that I was like looking towards, because I am a multi-dimensional person. I'm not just into one thing. Do you understand? I do not have someone I could actually recognize. Yes, this is who I saw, and I molded myself towards this angle. I just said, yeah, Gift, you like this, you like this. Like it's just what I wanted in my life was just the moderation and making all of them at my own single hand pace, which I can be able to control these things. But at that point, I did not see who actually I could look up to that point, because the people I was seeing at that point was not even motivating me. So I wanted, the desire to grow above that stage motivated me.
Okay. Steve, it is good we are gathering this personal experience. Yes, at least one from Gift. But let me ask you this: at what degree can one develop himself or herself? Like, let us play side by side. This is a person that developed himself or herself, is to that level, and this is another person that maybe developed himself or herself, adding to the development of others or mentorship of others. Let us weigh side by side. Who is better or who thrives more in life?
Oh, okay, I think this is a vital question, to the extent that there's a real difference in these two scenarios you've painted now. If you think you can do so much by yourself, maybe you are self-taught, you have the mindset to go all out for what you want in life. If you think you can do so much alone, now think of how much more you can do when there is someone high up there who is guiding you, helping you to do. You discover that you can actually do much more than you can do alone. So I'm going to admit the fact that somebody who decides to be self-taught in say going into a business, and you say, well, let me just study the terrain by myself, let me know what and what to do so I can succeed in this business. There's so much you can do, that is guaranteed, but there is actually much more that you can do when you have someone who's done it before and the person is guiding you. One of the differences, as a matter of specificity, is the shortage of time to learn. A mentor is going to cut down on your learning schedule, because what you are trying to find out by yourself, he's found it out already, so he's crashing the course for you. What would have taken you probably a year to familiarize yourself with, this guy or this person has done it over. All he needs to do is to tell you specific things that you must do, and that will save you a lot of time to start searching it out by yourself. Another thing that forms a critical difference in these two scenarios is the credibility that a mentor offers you. You don't get it by yourself. She is a politician, so she says, and I know that if you say I'm coming out for an election, Barrister Anozie, and you say, Enugu people, I have a manifesto, I have an agenda for you. Please consider me for this position. And you are announcing yourself by yourself. There's a whole lot of difference when someone who is an astute politician, who's done it before, who has credibility already, mentions your name for that office. The difference is always clear. That's the same way in business, that's the same way even in professional endeavors, in academics, in ministry. So when you have that person, and it's not just that you are learning, the closeness you have with the mentor is cementing your influence in that particular sector, and that's a huge difference for me.
If it is now you're joining us, this is Youth Focus on Aneke TV. I've been here with a wonderful set of people, like I told you before. I have Steve Chima here, who is a lawyer and a writer. I have Gift Obodo, who is a lawyer and a businesswoman, also a sociologist. And as a matter of fact, I have Barrister Nena Nozie, who is the founder, Nena Nozie Foundation. Thank you so much for being there. I want to remind you that we are here because you are there. Let us continue. I want us to come to the core essence of mentorship now. Let us be specific with why one needs to either mentor himself or to be mentored by someone. Barrister, talk to us.
Okay, so we are talking about mentorship. So let's not just talk about even mentoring yourself, because I appreciate what Steve said. Yes, you can. They say if you want to go fast or what, you go alone. But if you want to go far, you go with somebody. You understand? So the truth is that the need for mentorship cannot be overemphasized. Yes, and Steve has started talking about it already. There are some experiences you will never ever get. In fact, there are some mistakes you see yourself making. Like I remember when I contested in the first time. The mistakes of that time, imagine if I had had that mentorship with maybe godfathers or godmothers or those people guiding you. See, you don't spend so much here, don't do like this, so you know, they guide you because they've been there. They say if you do it like this, so see what will happen. The mistake will be reduced. It will save you a lot of time, expenses, and you have more connection. Because the truth is that, okay, somebody like I also want to use myself as an example. I've traveled, I've connected with so many people. I didn't do that because I am Nena, or I know I can speak English, I am a lawyer, I am this. No, I started connecting with people who were higher than me. I saw people who have gone through that political space, those who have gone through the, like now we are into NGO, there are people who have been there, and somehow you may not even go to them. Sometimes, that's why I don't even know that it's very possible that you just mentor yourself, because directly or indirectly, you are looking up to someone. It could even be your mother. It could be your parents, your father, anybody that you love could motivate you. It could be that book you read. It could be someone you listen to online. It could be anyhow. You are getting inspiration to keep moving, to keep growing. So for you to have proper growth with good experience, with good networking, higher opportunities, you need a mentor. We are not saying you may not be able to succeed, especially for those of us from the religious circle. We believe so much in God. You know, we trust the Holy Spirit to help us and all of that. It can inspire you to do certain things. But of course, a mentor, like the person that brought me into politics, he was seeing what I wasn't seeing in myself. He was saying, come. I said, me, I don't like politics. He said, come. And when I tried, I said, oh, he said, you see what you can achieve. So that is to tell you that sometimes you need someone who will bring out the best. Sometimes when you are getting tired over a certain course you have chosen for yourself, that person is the one pushing you. No, you can't stop here. Keep on. So you need a mentor for constant growth, for accountability, for more growth, for more experience, and just for even greater opportunities. That's why I say it cannot be overemphasized.
That taking, thank you so much. Gift, I want you to be specific with career advancement. What's your sense of mentorship to advancing in your career, your chosen career?
Well, in that aspect, I would just say, first of all, before you actually venture into a career of, obedience or where you want to be, you have to actually figure out yourself. Because, particularly I was just listening to her, she said something that mentoring yourself, looking up to someone. And now, there are some people who have a very vision career. And even with mentorship, they don't particularly find themselves, their feet there. They try to, they say too much of something is very bad. Sometimes some people, even with the career vision, mentorship becomes a backward thing for them. They try to do and overdo themselves. I think mentorship comes to regulate this thing, but at the same time, it's the willingness of the person who has that career. Do you actually motivate yourself? Do you actually feel you can actually do it? There's a quite different that someone is motivating you and you're not willing to accept and adapt. Because we have so many people out there that they have a good background, they have their father aspiring, they have a wealthy, influential fathers, figures in their life. But you see this person backward, he doesn't want a plan. You see that those people doesn't have mentees or people that they actually want to, but you see them, they don't want to. It's all about willingness. Career advancement is all about willingness. Are you willing to accept that fruit that, yes, I want to grow? And then when you are willing, that's when mentorship goes with it.
Okay, that's good. Steve, I want you to come in from the angle of leadership development. What's the essence of mentorship to growing in leadership?
Okay, every leader must have a leader himself. In fact, what qualifies you to lead people is that you yourself, you are under authority. So if nobody is leading you, I don't know how you can successfully lead another person. So at
that moment of your position of leadership,
he should have people he listens to, not necessarily someone who is greater than him positionally. That office is more or less the highest office in the country. So, but I will not vouch for the success of a president who does not listen to counselors, who doesn't listen to advisors, who doesn't have someone, even past leaders, that he looks support. People draft their leadership manifestos from
morning headlines before you step out, midday updates while you work, evening analysis when the day winds down. Wherever life takes you, Aneke TV keeps you informed, connected, and ahead. Aneke TV. Move with the world.
Alright, back from a short break. We're still on the program Youth Focus on Aneke TV. Thank you so much. Our topic for today is the essence of mentorship. And I'll be here with them. Let me introduce them once again, a set of legal personalities. Here from my left is Barrister Nnenna Anozie, who is the founder, Nnenna Anozie Foundation, and then the founder, Fresh Mama Skills Academy. Barrister, let's continue.
Yeah.
Then on my left is Obodo Gift, who is a lawyer, who is a sociologist, and then a businesswoman. Thank you for coming. And then I have Stephen Chima, who is a writer, and then a lawyer, then personal development coach. Steve, thank you so much. Let's continue. Before I went on a short break, I was asking you, okay, you were the one.
Yeah.
Please move on with the leadership development.
I was explaining in her own case, for example, and probably she's going to bear witness to this. If you venture newly into the non-governmental circle, there are so many struggles that you are going to find. And probably the chief among them is finding opportunities for funding for what you do. Now, you may have gargantuan visions, but how to fund them becomes a problem. Now, there are some people who have gone through that same process, who know the route to acquiring this funding. and some of the sponsorship for what you do. So for you to be an effective leader in that sector, you have to be taught exactly what to do. So as a leader, you may arrive at a point of pride that makes you believe, oh, since I have influence over a group of people, that satisfies the essence of good leadership. But you are going to discover that along the line, there are certain mistakes that other people made in the past, those that came before you, they are still going to make if they don't correct you. So one of the things that mentorship for a leader does is that it reduces your error in leadership. It reduces your error in leadership. Maybe I should give this brief example. It's scriptural. When the man called Nehemiah became the governor of his people, one of the things that he was told is to look at the mistakes of former governors. Someone needed to tell him that this former governor did this, did that, did that, so that he could intentionally avoid those mistakes. And that is how to be a good leader. If someone doesn't show you their mistakes, their errors, and the person that shows you their mistake is a person that helps you even more than the person that shows you their successes, so you are going to intentionally avoid those errors, and it will build your leadership capabilities the more.
All right, thank you so much, Barrister. Let us look at it once again from the aspect of new perspective. That's a facilitation of new perspective. A mentor comes into your life that is a different being with a different perspective of life. Is coming to affect your life positively. That aspect, how does mentorship build you to a new perspective?
Yeah, thank you. And that was where I wanted to even add to what my dear sister here said. Sometimes you're being mentored, but you don't have interest. Do you know your mentor can help you to have interest? You understand? Because if you leave someone because the person doesn't have interest, you're trying to drag the person, is not willing. Sometimes when the person, that mentee, will now be sharing his or her testimony, she say, thank God for this mentor. When she was trying to guide me into business line, I was saying, no, I want to be a lawyer. I want to be a practicing lawyer. But she kept pushing. And then I started seeing reasons. Do you understand? That person's perspective, just like I gave example of the way I entered into politics. Before then, I wasn't interested. You know how Nigerian politics is being played. Not to talk about you being a woman, you are coming into, and then I contested for the governorship. So imagine that. So when the whole thing started, it was like a joke. And I was like, please, Oga, I'm not interested in politics. But he kept on, he said, why can't you? You have always spoken about leadership. You have always done this. You have always, he started talking to me. And this is a new space, new area, and a male-dominated space. How do I come in? And these positions people are even talking about, even if he's councillor, I don't want. But this is a man. This man said, no, I have seen the potentials in you. You can do it. Okay, don't just what you do for me is be coming for meetings. Come and join the political party and be coming for meetings. I came the first day. Before you know it, I became one of the executives. I became their secretary. I started writing for them. And this interest started. I started seeing reason everybody should become a politician. Just like when we talk about feminism and somebody says, I don't want to get involved with anything. I say, everybody should be a feminist. Because what are we talking about? It's fairness. So I started, that interest started coming and all of that. And these people started mentoring me. I started going to other places, started studying the whole thing. And today I don't have any regret joining politics because it has opened me up to a lot of opportunities. A lot of opportunities that I wouldn't have. In fact, I've sat as a customary court judge. So I ventured into the bench, into the bar. I've tried almost all that I think I could. But I didn't find, in fact, I had never knew in my life that I could also succeed as a politician. Today I have a lot of other people, women that I've also mentored and I still mentor into. They will come to me and ask, so which party do we go to now? What do you think will happen? I was okay, let's watch it. Let's look at this. Are we being in opposition? Are we joining? So there's no way You cannot,
But,
because if you are stuck to yourself, oh no, this is how I want. I just want to be a lawyer and go to my court and come back. Even the way I ventured into the bench was funny too. I didn't have interest there. My own was, I loved the way I was. My boss, my principal would send me to Onisha. I would go to court here, go to court. But somebody also said, you can do also good at the bench. I said, okay, let me try. Do you get it? So sometimes you may not have interest, but somebody can open your eyes.
And I think you're going to do well in politics, because we're going to bring a lot of people into politics.
Yeah, I'm
through
doing that
mentorship.
already. I'm doing that already.
All right, thank you so much. Gift, let me come back to you. I want you to come in from the angle of transfer of wisdom. You know, people hoard wisdom and knowledge a lot, and when you offer what you have, I think you have mentored. So wisdom, transfer of wisdom and knowledge. How does that translate into mentorship?
Well, for me, if, like I always say, according to Jack Wells, it's only when someone, a leader, before you call yourself a leader, you have to be successful. And it's only people that has that wisdom that can be able to transfer it. It's just like when they say some people are good in, they can teach, they can actually pass knowledge. There are some people that can just, spell it out. They don't have the capacity to pass that knowledge. Now the people that have the capacity to pass that knowledge are the real mentors. They have the ability to influence your life and your direction of movement. There are people who are mentors. They cannot pass that knowledge. They can only inspire you through their behaviors or their success story. Now you have a way of figuring it out. You understand? Yeah, there are people like you see you are where you are in your house. You see some people on TV. Their life, their story, their narrative influences you a lot. Do you understand? They don't even need to come out and say a lot. Just looking at you are the one trying to calculate, put one or two together to know. Yes, are you sure he did this? You are now at the period of assumption. Now there are people who you have the privilege to meet and be like, ask them questions. These are my own definition of the mentors. Maybe you could, but there are people that are there. They are inspiring you, but you are left with that another second option. I have to figure it out.
That tells me everybody's ability to transfer knowledge is not the same. When she was speaking, something struck my mind. Somebody once said that a lot of people who are in the classrooms are not teachers.
Yes.
And a lot of teachers are not in the classrooms.
Yes.
The same way a lot of people on steering are not drivers. And a lot of drivers are not on steering. So that is that. So Chim, I wanted to come in from the angle, since the transfer of the knowledge in terms of mentorship differs from person to person. If you ask me to mention types of mentorship, I'll first of all say there's a structured guidance for mentorship. I want you to come in from that dimension. Structured guidance for mentorship. When it is structured, when it is intentional, what advantage does it have over the other?
Yes, thank you very much for that question too. There are a lot of advantages you get when you are mentored structurally or strategically, and I mean it's easy to point the example of a classroom experience when you get admission to study a particular course in the university. You have what they call scheme of work. You have what you do in your 100 level, you have what you do in your 200 level, like that until you absorb the entire scope of information that can turn you into a doctor or a lawyer or an accountant or whatever you want to be. So the drafters of this school
scheme of work or
curriculum, they've put a lot of things in consideration, namely a student in the 100 level, this is the extent they can go in this particular professional course. Probably when they now gather the basis, we can introduce them to other necessary varieties of the course so that they can build up on the foundation they have. So structural mentorship is very, very important. You don't just, there's a difference when you deal with scattered information, all right? You just try to get informed from different aspects that is not the way. I recently watched a movie, I mean a few days ago, and I think it's a trending movie now, of a look-alike, two sisters. You know, one is a lawyer doing extremely well in her firm, and then traveled to the village, you know, got into an accident with her sister, and then look alike, they are twin. So because of the death of this lady, the sister took it up. She never went to law school, she never graduated from any, she's never practiced before, and this lady has had 6 years experience in legal practice, over 100 cases won, and she's the main person that is driving progress in their law firm. And the sister says, oh, I don't want people to know that my sister is there, that says we look alike. Let me come and take her position in her office. She traveled from the village to Lagos, and in fact tried to read a few things. I was just laughing watching that movie. You know, when you enter into the faculty to read, you see that there are bases of law teachings that you have to go to. You can't just read one thing or read the constitution and you believe you can practice as a lawyer. This thing I just explained is the same in every sector. Somebody that is a coach, when you have structural, you know, teachings that you use to guide people, they will learn faster and they will master the subject more than just throwing around information without a structure.
Okay, thank you so much. Barrister, let me come back to you. The building of confidence and courage as part of structured aspect of mentorship. How does that work in the mentee?
It works effectively. It really works effectively. Anybody will say, so if your mentor is a powerful person, he has influenced you positively, your mentor has taught you, because mentorship is also about even the person, like what she said, you can't give what you don't have. So the mentor gives you him or herself, pours out. And so when you want to replicate or begin to work in that step you have learned, or that discipline, or that field you have been mentored, I mean, you go with boldness, you go with courage, you go with confidence, and that's when your mentor will be somewhere saying, yes, I am proud of you. So we need that. Knowledge makes you very, very confident. So because you have learned a lot from your mentor, when you are speaking, when you are coming out to do anything, you are very bold and courageous enough. You are confident. There's no fear. You understand? So I mean, like, when I started the political this, you media people now, you want to try the woman. Who is this young lady that says she wants to be the governor of Enugu State? So they will call me. So one day, the first day I went to one of the radio stations in Enugu, the anchor said, we never knew you would come. I said, why not? He said, because we've been inviting other politicians, aspiring politicians, and other, even, men and women, especially the women, that they shy away from coming to the media. I said, that is because maybe some of them don't know what to say. You understand? Because if I've been taught what to say, each time I want to go to, they invite me, I will tell my manager and my, what do they call them now, our leader in the party, the political party leader. I'll say, they say, no, we are going together. Even that confidence of knowing that somebody is going with you. So your mentor may not even go with you physically, but what he or she has taught you is going with you. So that gives you boldness. So they will tell me, see, these are the likely questions they will ask you. And when I go, I see those questions, because they've been there, and maybe they've accompanied other politicians before. So they'll be telling you, they will ask you, how will this one happen? So before I go, I'll take a very good study, prepare myself, and you see me speaking boldly. You understand? Even when we go for campaigns, they go with you. Their spirits go with you. You understand? So that's one thing. If you bring it to this religious aspect, I'm also a pastor. Okay. Sometimes when the Holy Spirit has taught you, you are already equipped by the Holy Spirit. You have been inspired by Him, because He's our greatest mentor. When you are coming out to preach or to do anything, you come with boldness. People will be like, people who knew you before, you mean this, just like what they saw. It's also among the prophets, because you have started doing the things that ordinarily, even my parents were shocked. They said, still know you to be talking. They will see you talking on radio, on TV. You are going on campaign and people are gathered, they are talking. Because somebody took it upon himself and said, this woman, you can do this thing. See, there's nothing here. He made me to all those fears. He demystified all those fears around politics, all those, and I gained confidence and boldness to stand anywhere, discuss issues, and it helped me to open my eyes to that time. You know, women now, sometimes they don't even care about news, and so I started listening to news. I see the problems of Nigeria and started, telling myself, you can fix this problem in your own little way. So, structured mentorship is very important. If you're not intentional about raising someone, and it's even for the good of the mentor and the mentee, because one day you, the mentor, you may be out of the way, and then this mentee will carry on. And I want to also put it just in the before you go, that your mentor must not be even someone that is older than you. Yes, because if we're talking about mentoring from the area of experience, the person must not be older.
Any age can mentor any age.
Okay. As long as a lady that is over 60-something has come to me to mentor her on this NGO thing, and every day she sees me, she calls me her mentor. And people will not be looking at me in our client. They see mentorship to be, you must be higher. And I
know you're always happy when you are called my mentor.
Yeah, I don't know.
Yes, you have to. You just have to. Yes. Gift, let's come in from the angle of goal-oriented actions. Yes, I want you to liken it to the structured guidance. Goal-oriented actions. Actions that are goal-oriented. That there are set goals outside there that are set to achieve by these actions of mentorship.
Well, let me say in a holism aspect. Now, nobody that is set with the mindset that I want to get there, I want to be this, have to have a head target. So if you don't, it's just like you want to swallow something, and you don't have the tooth to chew it down. You are just forcing yourself, it might, not under capability, you might swallow it comfortably, or you might end up being choked while trying to put it down. So any individual should be, you don't have a head target, you don't have a head goal, you don't have where you're heading to. Mentorship at that point becomes a little bit abrupt and difficult for the person. Because he's trying to, wallow, try and look. This is what we call try and look. Let me see if it will happen. When you start having that narrative, let me see, you don't have a target, you don't have a goal, you don't have an ambition. You're just trying to know if it will work. And even when you are being mentored, it becomes very difficult, because in as much as someone is directing your footstep, you are also trying to, try to know if you can actually corner your way into it. For every human being in this life, no matter the level, the age, and this thing, there's always a plan. There is always a head target. Where are you headed to? That's where the mentorship becomes strong and the foundation becomes solid. When you don't have a goal-oriented, ambition, you are just, trying to float on air, trying to know if it will work. And eventually, if it doesn't work, you will hate your mentor. You become that's where you see we have very offensive mentees. People that are willing to do anything because maybe they have looked up on you and they felt that. But one thing they don't know is that yes, before you call upon someone and say this is my mentor and you are his or her mentee, you have to have an ambition, target, plan, head, where you could hit. And you'll be sure that when you hit it will enter.
Yes, thank you so much. Not taking. I think this has become the business of mentors and mentees. Yeah. Okay. Steve, let's come in from the introduction to professional networks and opportunities. What is the possibility of the mentors introducing the mentees to professional networks out there and other opportunities?
All right. So, previously, I pointed out that one of the gifts that you get from your mentors is the gift of credibility. Is the gift of the person, sharing with you their what do you call it now?
Experience.
Yeah, their experiences and also even their network. Yes. So, and And that kind of gift is more expensive than money. It's more expensive than anything anyone can give to you. So when somebody likes you and you are close to that person, and the person believes in what you are doing, and the person has seen you believe in them too, and you are looking up to them, one of the high points of that relationship is when they begin to introduce you to platforms that ordinarily you would never find access to those platforms on your own. They begin to introduce you to their circle of friends. They begin to introduce you to opportunities, and if you have those kind of people in your life, I think it's a blessing that is less talked about. It's a lot of blessings. I have enjoyed the privilege of having people around me, even right from secondary school. In fact, the first time I went to a television program like this, someone just called me. I think he was an audience in one of the debates competitions we went to then, and then he was just observing from the background, and I don't know what spoke to him, but he interestingly picked interest in this young guy and said, I will do whatever I can so that I can help him succeed. And before you know it, he connected with some of his other friends and said, anytime there is a show about young people that this guy can attend, please let him go. And that was how I started mingling with people that are higher than me in terms of achievements, in terms of positions, people that are older than me, and so far it has opened a lot of other doors. So what you are saying is very, very correct. A mentor does not just transfer knowledge to you. I think that is the basics of what they do, but beyond that knowledge transfer, they also open doors for you. They link you up to a lot of opportunities, and that is where the leverage comes in.
Thank you so much. I think this is digested, absolutely. So I want you to quickly speak to the mentors outside there on the good work they are doing. Just be very snappy.
Okay, thank you so much. I must appreciate every mentor out there. It's not easy mentoring people, especially when you have some difficult mentees. Some of them will disturb your time, call at odd hours, and even sometimes you have to even spend your resources trying to bring up someone to take over and to become better. And just like you said, I've had also mentors who took me on a trip that ordinarily I wouldn't have been able to achieve or to be part of. But today we are enjoying it, and that mentee, that person that used to be a mentee is now a mentor. So it's just like giving birth is a cycle, So keep it up. There's always reward. Some of these mentees will remember you, and anytime they are mentioning their mentors, they will call on you. And of course, you receive your reward here in heaven, on earth and in heaven too. Yes, so
all right, that's cool. Gift, I want you to speak to the mentees to keep on keeping on.
Yeah, like I always say, you know yourself, be yourself, and be very, very mindset oriented on how you utilize the opportunity given to you. Because one thing is, opportunity is not something you walk into. It's when you find it, do you actually know the worth of that opportunity you are given. So whenever you have someone there, teaching you or guiding you on that path, which if you follow in the future, you get somewhere, you become someone, or you be proud of yourself. Because one thing is, another thing that comes with this thing is, everybody is always happy when people give you accolades. This person refer you. The referral note is something that of pleasure, and you honor. So when someone gives you the opportunity to be someone in the future, because it's, for me, mentorship is a future investment. It's not something that you immediately. It's something that is futuristic. It's something that you build through. So at that point, I feel like whatever you have the opportunity, seize it and hold it, and be who you are.
Steve, just briefly, very briefly, ask also the mentees to click on any opportunities available to them.
All right, I want to admire everyone out there who has a dream that they are passionate about, someone who wants to achieve something with their lives. Is a very valid dream that you have. But I want to also let you know that you have to be courageous enough to look for hands that will hold you. And sometimes you may be in an environment where There is scarcity of people who can inspire you left and right. Who am I going to believe? Who am I going to go to? In that situation, you have to have the courage to look beyond your environment and go out there. We have online platforms today where you can connect with people who are doing what you want to do, and then once you are obedient and very committed to the process, you are going to achieve whatever dream you have.
All right, thank you so much, Stephen Chi, my lawyer, a writer, personal development coach. Thank you for coming. Thank you, Obodo Gift, a lawyer and a businesswoman. Thank you so much.
Thank you.
Thank you so much for coming. Our viewer, thank you also for being there. Thank you so much. This is where we draw the curtain of today's event. We'll see you again, same time next week.
Morning headlines before you step out. Midday updates while you walk. Evening analysis when the day winds down. Wherever life takes you, Aneke TV keeps you informed, connected, and ahead. Aneke TV. Move with the world.